what is up, guys? It is us, and welcome back. I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Because the movies we saw!
They were awesome. What are you talking about?
In this video, we're going to be talking about the horror movie Friend Request. Special shout out to GoFobo for sending us to this movie. They sent us to the special screening for Friend Request. So that was really cool. What did you think of that?
I really enjoyed it. We got there a little late, so I don't know what happened in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the traffic is sucky.
But besides that, it was really cool how we just showed them the passes and we went in.
Yeah. These screenings, they're usually very friendly, very kind, and I'm surprised not a lot of people know about GoFobo or actually use it. But at the same time, I'm okay with it just because if everyone knew about it, then it'd be so much harder to get to these screenings. So.
I guess that's true too.
Yeah.
Well, the movie, when the part where we came in, it was in the middle of some sort of horrific scene. You didn't see it because you instantly ran to go get popcorn. From what I remember.
That's true, but before anything though, we should probably start off with what this movie is about, right? So,
right.
So Friend Request is basically about this girl and her friends who she befriends this girl in class. I think she was in the school though with her, from what I could tell.
No, she was from a different school. She just got a friend request on Facebook. This girl named Marina, and it turns out Marina committed suicide or something.
Yeah, so Marina commits suicide, and the main character and her friends, they notice that the main character's Facebook seems to send out videos of suicides, right?
Yeah, and she's claiming that she's not posting these, and everyone's telling her to unfriend Marina, and she can't.
Yeah, and then the public, they believe that she's the one who's purposely putting these suicide videos on, and it gets even more insane when then her friends starts committing suicide.
Yeah, but then they start unfriending her, like, okay.
But the thing is, they can't.
No, they can unfriend her. That's why her friend count kept going down. Like
No. I meant her friends, her like close friends.
Oh yeah, her close friends can't.
Yeah, because apparently all of her close friends start committing suicide, and which, now that I think about it, it's like, okay, wait, so how does, okay, this is clearly the work of a demon or something like that, but when you think about it, it's like, how does that work? It's like, how can it tell which friends are regular friends and which ones are best
this
friends?
Marina entity was stalking.
Right.
What was the main character's name?
I don't know. I just call her Alicia from Fear the Walking Dead because she's Alicia from Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't know, but
yeah. But yeah, so this girl goes on this crazy mystery hunt where she's trying to figure out the origins of this girl. She wants to figure out why when this girl committed suicide, suddenly there's like a bunch of hauntings going around and her friends are committing suicide, and why this is all tying back to her, and you find out just some lore. One thing I will say about this movie is I honestly like the fact that it combines modern day technology with old time lore of witchcraft.
Yeah, it had to do with witchcraft and Black Mirrors.
Yeah. If you guys know anything about old time witchcraft and stuff, I'm not sure why you guys would know, but hey, comment below if you know. I guess just don't curse us, please. But basically, there's like these old relic things called Black Mirrors that witches use to connect to the spirit world, and it's really interesting because then they, without spoiling anything really, you find out that modern day technology like laptops and televisions and smartphones can be used also as these mirrors, because technically these are our mirrors.
Yeah, they're black screens, so they act as black mirrors.
Yeah, so it's really interesting how they do that. Acting wise, what I don't know. What do you think?
Acting wise, it was alright. It seemed a bit exaggerated at
Yeah.
times. Well, let's talk about the scares, because the point of a horror movie is to scare you, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel scared?
Oh, I felt scared, but I felt like the scares were. Here's the thing: I am very easy to scare when it comes to horror film. I get scared of all horror films. I'm not a horror junkie like this one. But one thing that I will say is putting that outside. I noticed that the scares are a little too constant when it comes to jump scares.
Yeah, I felt like this movie had the tension up high at all times, and that's not good actually. Because
Yeah.
the thing is that you need a moment to breathe, the moment you think, oh, everything's all good, for you to get surprised again. But if you feel that tension at all times, you're like, okay, we know something dumb is gonna happen.
Yeah, and
You expect it.
And not only that, because of that tension, it really makes the movie itself a bit more. What's the word? You assume a lot of the movie, like you can tell what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You ask us. I remember I was annoying her a little bit during the movie when I was saying, okay, this one's obviously gonna die. This one's gonna die. That one's gonna die because
Yeah.
the tension makes it very clear that it's like, okay, something scary is gonna happen. So either this person's gonna get really scared, or as in most horror films work, they're gonna die because in every horror film, just a lot of people have to die. That's one thing about this movie where it's like this movie has a lot of the typical horror tropes and
Yeah,
cliches
exactly.
they get in the typical horror film. Now, before you guys start asking, no, this movie is not in any way connected to the recent film, which was called what was it called? Unfriended.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with each other.
Nothing to do with each other, even though they're both even though they're both horror films about a teenage girl haunting a group of friends on Facebook.
No, but Unfriended, I think, was about.
No, I saw Unfriended.
Oh, you did?
I saw it. No, I saw it with my brother. It's like it has nothing to do with it, even though like the way it works is very similar, except Unfriended is in a first person point of view. Like you see it from the eyes of the main character.
Really?
While this movie is seen in a third person point of view, like a typical movie. But one thing that I will say is the reason why I'm connecting this movie with the other movie is just because how similar they are in a perspective of using social media to haunt people. And one thing that I will say is that Unfriended, I feel did a lot better job of connecting the world of social media with the world of horror. Like throughout the movie, you see multiple stuff that on Facebook. Facebook is used on both of these films, and you see that it's like they're using the Facebook Messenger to call each other, and that's how the entire movie is. They're on Facebook Messenger in the video mode, all the friends calling each other, and they see what happens. You never leave the room or anything. It's all happening in like one night, I believe.
Wow,
If I remember, the whole movie's happening in like one night, and they're all getting killed off one by one, and you see it through the eyes of the computer of the main character. That itself is very unique, and that makes the scares a lot more like original, a lot more scary because it's like the scares are connected to social media itself. In this, it's the typical scares. It's just that the only thing really used of social media is she's losing friends, but you never really see anything like.
And when she posts up the videos, when the Marina ghost posts up the videos on Lauren's page.
Yeah.
And everyone's commenting like, "Oh, you're so disgusting. Why would you post a suicide video?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?" And then she loses friends, and she's trying to say, "It's not me trying to post these videos," and then the demon glitches up her computer.
Yeah, but
like you can't tell them the truth.
One thing that I will say was cool in this film is, and you and I talked about it while watching this movie, that we both speculated that something would happen. We're not going to spoil what happens, but we figured something would happen once she reaches 0 friends.
Yeah.
Something does happen. We're not going to say what, but all I'm going to say is it was definitely like if you really pay attention to the film, you're gonna see it coming. But for us, like, we spent a good amount of time kind of like either actually going along with the audience and watching the film or making fun of the film, which with the audience that we were watching it with did a good amount of both. There was a lot of time.
Oh, remember that one part in the audience when an Amber Alert went off?
Yeah, an Amber Alert went off. Someone didn't turn off their phone during the film.
A lot of people.
A lot of people did it. And the Amber Alert, and we thought, for a moment, we all thought it was part of the film. It was like, oh, no, we're just getting an Amber Alert. For the record, it's horrible to get an Amber Alert, but still, while watching the film, it's just like, oh, okay.
We legitimately believe it was part of the movie because
it's
technology.
Like, yeah.
Amber Alert makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was funny how that whole thing happened. But that's another point where it's like, obviously, the audience you're watching with is always going to make the experience a bit more enjoyable. So I personally enjoyed the experience, the film itself, all in all. And I want you to say a bit more of your opinions. But all in all, I got to say, like, acting was okay. Nothing like, oh my gosh, this is like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It was a really cheesy at times. Like, and it goes again, those typical horror tropes, making stupid decisions, as if they'd never seen a horror film or something. And
you know what I'd love to see? A horror movie that acknowledges that horror films exist. Like, they'd be like, wait, we can't do this. We can't do this because, remember that one time in the Scary Movie I saw? Like,
there is one horror film that does something like that.
Really?
But even then, it's one of the OG horror films. Well, not OG, like, it's one of the original, but it's like, if I remember correctly, Scream did that.
Really?
I feel like Scream did that. I could be wrong. Comment down below if I'm wrong, though.
But I mean, like, they say that and it actually works. Like, they don't go down in the basement and they actually don't die.
Yeah.
Because they...
No, okay. The reason why is that, spoiler alert, in Scream, how it works is that the killer calls them and uses the Scary Movie tactics to kill them, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So it's like, you wouldn't go there, so go to the safe place, but then he's at the safe place doing that. I don't know. I don't know. It was a little confusing.
That doesn't make sense, Pedro.
I don't know. I gotta see that movie again at some point. Just not now. I've seen way too many scary films. And what is your opinions on this scary film, muñeca?
She's licking her lips. She just wants food.
Yeah.
Right, muñeca?
We all want food. We're all hungry.
Yeah, we're hungry.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the movie overall because I recently started loving horror. Like, I wish I got into it sooner, but because my parents were, like, super huge scaredy cats, they never let me watch horror movies.
Yeah.
Then after I actually became friends with the cool kids, I started, like, watching horror movies regularly, and I love them. Like, my first horror movie experience is the Insidious saga. Like, there's so many Insidious movies. I'm very hyped for the next one. And it's like, I want to go back, and I want to watch more horror movies. And this one, since I don't watch many horror movies, I liked it because I just want more horror in my life, I guess. But like you said, it's not anything like so extravagant. I do love how they added the old black magic concept with the modern Facebook concept. I think it blended in very well, and I think it blended in I didn't see Unfriended, so I can't say. But I think it blended in better in a sense. Because it's like, yeah, it's cool that you're looking at it from the perspective of a laptop. But if that's really your only vantage point, then...
Yeah, that part is true.
This felt more like, it's not only a horror movie, but it's also a movie, you know?
Yeah. That is something. That it did feel more like a film. But at the same time, I don't know, something about that made it more predictable, I guess.
But no, there were some very unexpected moments.
There were some. One of the deaths, we're not going to say who or what or when, but one of the deaths where someone close to the main character just out of nowhere gets killed off, and it's like, wait, what? Like, we could have sworn this person was going to live.
Yeah.
But no.
But
out of nowhere.
that wasn't even like what shocked me. It was how.
It was how they got killed off. That it was like, oh gosh,
That was
really
very-
brutal.
That was very unexpected. Yeah.
Brutal and unexpected, and just like, ooh. Why are you trying to protect us from the scary movies, huh? Huh?
She's cute. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I liked it overall.
Yeah, it was
But yeah,
a
like
fine movie. Nothing
Nothing
to
too-
really gawk about.
Yeah.
Like overall, it was
decent.
a decent film.
It's alright.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like the best
No, it's
either.
not
It was
horrible
like,
at all. Like I enjoyed it. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
it was all right. The
But yeah, it's predictable
soundtrack
and
was
all that
okay.
stuff. I liked the tension. I liked the characters. Didn't really like that much, but like
Yeah.
you said, the acting was okay.
Yeah,
So it's
it
like an
was-
okay film. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. Like nothing really too wrong with it at all.
Yeah,
But that's about it. Nothing
Yeah.
that'll make you. Whoa, this blows my mind. you
pretty
know?
much. Yeah, that's it. So now with that. Let us know in the comments below if you've seen Friend Request. What did you think about the movie? How could you compare it to other scary films that you've seen recently?
I love the ending of Friend Request. Like the
That
ending,
one,
in the ending, I feel like it all clicked, and the reason I like the film is because I got it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I get it. I get the movie. I get it.
yeah, that really helped.
Yeah.
actually, but
Like it wasn't just pointless scares, because you know how some horror movies are just, hey, let's scare you for
no reason.
But this wasn't that. So that was really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But no, with that, yeah, make sure to comment down below and make sure to like this video. So with that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and